Hello to the team at West Coast Landscape and Hardscape. My name's Jeff Bradley, and I work with businesses to get their websites ranked higher on Google search. And I wanted to make you this quick video to show you a couple of really simple things you can do to the homepage of your website that will greatly improve your Google ranking and multiply your monthly revenue. And I'm going to show you some key numbers and metrics from inside your top 3 competitors' websites to show you why they are currently outranking you and what needs to be done for you to close that gap so you can beat them in the rankings. So first, I checked your rankings and I used the search words landscapers, Bellingham, Washington, and I found that you are on page 5. You're about halfway down. Got you highlighted there. As of yesterday, you were on page 4 towards the bottom, so you dropped a little bit in the rankings. But the problem here is that according to Google, 92% of people searching on Google never look past page 1. So that is a huge percentage of people not seeing you. So what we need to do is get you bumped up in the rankings and ultimately onto page 1, which will multiply times 10 at least the number of people who will see you. And in fact, being on page 1 is so powerful that it will automatically, in most cases, triple or quadruple your monthly revenue, because that is where all of your future customers are, on page 1. So here's how we can get you headed in that direction. So the very first thing Google looks at when ranking a website is the title tag. And these blue lines of text are all title tags. Here's yours. Title tag tells Google what it is that you want to rank for. And it's also telling Google that these are the very keywords or search words that you want people to use to find you with. Now, the problem I see here is that nobody searching for your services would even know to use your business's name in their search. And in addition to that, as you can see, ... which means that this title tag is extending onward and the rest of it is not being shown. So if we want to see the rest of your title tag, let's go back to your website. I'm going to open up this scanning tool, and it will reveal the entire title tag that you have currently. And it's a really long one. It's landscaping and hardscaping contractor, water features, Ferndale, Bellingham, etc., etc. Let me show you how critically important it is to get the title tag correct, because the title tag is what tells Google how to find you. Let's copy your title tag in its entirety. I want to open up a new tab, and I'm going to paste it into the search bar. Paste and go. Watch what happens. Boom. Using your title tag, the whole thing, if someone were to use your title tag in its entirety for their search, you would come up number 1 on page 1 of their new search, as you can see here. In my new search here, you are the first business I see on page 1. But again, nobody searching for your services would ever even know to use your business's name, or they would never even know to use this hugely long extended title tag. So this is problem number 1 for Google. Google is confused about what it is that you want to rank for. Now, this ties in directly with the second issue that I see here, is that the second thing that Google looks at when ranking a website is your H1. Now, the H1 is a line of text on your website that also tells Google what it is that you want to rank for. And it also contains the search words that you want people to use to find you with. Now, the H1 needs to match exactly what your blue title tag says, so that Google can do a one-to-one corresponding match between the title tag and the H1. Now, if we go back to your website, I've got this scanning tool open already. We come down, we find out that your H1 excuse me, currently is your yard bland and boring? Now, issue number 1 is that the title tag is not matching the H1 at all. And nobody searching for your services would ever even know to type in, is your yard bland and boring? Now, is your yard bland and boring is part of your what's called the meta description. Or not there. Yeah, right there. If we go back to your Google listing, the meta description is this area of text under here. It's kind of a second chance for you to appeal to a searcher. It's like a headline for a news article, and yours actually is very good. Because what you're doing is you're stating right off the bat the searcher's pain point. Is your yard bland and boring? Well, yes it is. That's why I'm doing this search. So right off the bat, you're capturing their attention. And then, after that, what you do is you offer the solution. Now, your solution is hire a professional landscape contractor. However, I would tweak that, and I would recommend that you more personalize it. Something like, is your yard bland and boring? We are the solution to your problem, or something along those lines. That would just be a thought that comes to mind. So I like what you have in place here for your meta description. But if you were to tweak your title tag, and what I would recommend is what Google actually wants to see in a title tag. Now, Google wants to see 3 components in your title tag. Number 1, they want to see your niche, which is landscaping. And number 2, they want to see your location, which is Bellingham. And number 3, they want to see your company name. So your title tag might be something like landscaping, Bellingham, West Coast Landscape and Hardscape. Something like that. That would satisfy the format that Google wants to see. And if you had a matching H1 to that, I think it would greatly improve your Google ranking. Google would now know precisely who to direct to you in a search. As it is, Google doesn't know who to send your way in a search. They're not quite sure what it is that you want to rank for, and consequently, when Google is confused like that, Google will red flag your website and demote you, or at least hold you back from rising up in the rankings. So getting the title tag and the H1 in the correct format and matching each other would have a huge impact on your Google ranking, because it would begin to create a crystal clear channel of communication between your website and Google's algorithm. So once Google is clear on what you want to rank for, the next thing Google looks at is your backlink profile. And this is one of the first things Google uses to measure the quality, the authority, and the trust factor of your website. Now, we can use this backlink profile to measure your website in comparison to your competitors' websites, to find out where you stand in comparison to their sites. Because they're the ones that are grabbing all the new business, the ones on the front page, first page of Google. This will give us an idea where you stand and what needs to be done to close the gap between you and them, and what it will take to overtake and pass them in the rankings. Now, of course, probably, as you know, backlinks are when an outside website links to your website. And when that happens, depending on the ranking power of that other website, some of their ranking power will transfer to your website through that backlink. So let's take a look. I'm using this scanning tool, and I'm taking a look at your backlink profile, westcoastlandscape.com, and we find out that currently you have 52 backlinks, and 48% of them are do follow. Now, do follow means that there is ranking power being transferred to you from them. So that's a little less than half of these are actually transferring any kind of ranking power to you. And then these are being provided to you by 21 outside domains. And this is giving you a domain rating of 0. Now, this is on a scale from 0 to 100. And this is kind of the number that Google uses to measure where you should rank in comparison to your competitors in your area. So let's take a look at your competitor number 1 in your area, which is Whatcom Landscapes. Now, they have 268 backlinks, and 94% of them are transferring ranking power to them. However, all of these backlinks are coming from only 11 referring domains. That's an extremely low number. These two numbers should be roughly equivalent to each other to get a good backlink profile. So each of these referring domains is referring a lot of links to this website. But Google factors that in and finds that it only qualifies them for a domain ranking of 6. Now that is really low for somebody that's being on page 1. Now that tells me that the businesses that are on page 1 of Google for your business niche and in your location, they're not extremely competitive in the sense that they're not that far out of your range, out of your reach. So they are within striking distance of you to overtake them with only a domain rating of 6. Now let's go to business number 2 that is on page 1 of Google, which is PCLWhatcom.com. They only have a domain ranking of 3.3. They've got 18 backlinks, and only less than half of them are transferring any ranking power to them from 14 different domains. Now, if we skip back to you, you can see 52 backlinks, 18 backlinks. We'd have to do a deep dive to see why so few backlinks are getting them even a 3.3 and onto page 1. So, there are over 200 ranking factors that Google looks at that all help to position someone in the rankings. But the backlink profile is extremely important, and I wanted to show you what these businesses look like in comparison to yours, and you can see that they are not that far ahead of you. They are within striking distance if we craft a well thought out campaign to make this happen. And it can be done in quite a short period of time as well, a couple of months maybe. So I just wanted to give you a kind of a brief overview and a context of where you fit in with some of the other businesses that are already on page 1. And I just wanted to drive home the point to you that they are not that far ahead of you. They are within striking distance. And what that will take to accomplish is a well thought through and crafted campaign to make that happen. So, and as I indicated, there are many other ranking factors that Google looks at and tracks and measures to rank a website. But these basic metrics are a big part of the foundation of your site's ranking power. So obviously there's much more that could be discussed about this. If you'd like to know more about all of this and some of those other ranking factors too, just reply back and let's have a quick chat about it. I would be happy to answer all your questions. This is what I do. I get businesses ranked onto page 1 of Google and ultimately into the top 3 spots, which will automatically triple or quadruple your monthly revenue. So just reply back and let me know. And I look forward to talking with you, and I hope you are having a great day. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.